So very quickly, Ray Dalio said in his principle of success, how many of us knows this guy, Ray Dalio? He runs the largest hedge fund in the world as of now. If you read his story, also, it's a very touching kind of a story. If his wife, when he started his business, his wife left him, things fell apart for him and all of that. So he had to relocate to his father's house as an old man. Because he started the business as an old man. He relocated to his father's house and started doing the business in his father's garage. You can go and read it online. Ray Dalio. Now, he manages economy's funds. Hello? Like Nigeria as a nation, invest with this guy. That help us manage this wealth. You can go and research it. He runs the largest hedge fund. So he said, it's either you create a system of your own or you continue to be a part of another man's what? System. Hello? Did you hear that? He said, it is either you create a system of your own or you continue to be a part of another man's what? System. What are the systems? They say go to school, graduate, get a job. Ain't it? See, if you are not learning any professional course in the university, maybe you should take note of that too for the parents that are here. If you are not going for any professional course, if your son are not going for any professional course that they put into practice immediately, let them go and get a skill. Hello? Because the Nigerian economic educational system only runs a scholastic education. What do I mean by that? Only how to read and write. Hello? And make connection. Think about it. You go and study physics in school. Physics that you know that when you are done, but before I get there, I'm coming. You use 4 years, Abi, to study the physics. Now, in the 4 years, there's another course you will study. Knowingly or unknowingly, it's called what? Strike. That strike, you can study is strike 101, strike 202. Do you get it? Let's just give that 1 year. That's 5 years plus the 4 years, Abi. Then they tell you to come and serve your father's land again. Another what? 1 year. So that is 6 good years put into learning how to read and what? Write. Because our universities these days will never go practical with you. Everything will only be learnt where? Theoretically. There's a misinformation. People think polytechnics is lesser than university, right? They play. They what? They play. In the kind of educational system we run right now in Nigeria, polytechnics are way structured more than our universities. Because in polytechnics, you put what you are being taught to work, to practice, and not just theory. So think about that 6 good years that you've gone to waste. Now, another level. Do you know that looking for a job is another work on its own? Yes. Some people might even study that 101, 202 for a good 3-5 years. Looking for a job. And then when they peradventure get the job, they tell them they are looking for somebody that has 10 years experience in that field. So why waste all of those years? Why waste all of those years in just learning how to do what? Read and write. Why don't you go and get a skill? In fact, if it was a mechanic job you've gone to learn as at that point in time, then you go to polytechnic, right, to study it further, to further enhance what you've learned, that skill you've gotten. As at the 3rd year, you would have started making $1 million for yourself. Because you've learned the practical aspect, you've now gone to polytechnics to get a certificate for it, right? Which can bring about connections for you. And then you integrate that your business into the what? The online space. Who told you we can't have a mobile mechanic? Maybe it's a business idea I'm giving to somebody already. All right? Mobile what? Mechanic. You create an app, you do all of those things. People book you. Right from their app. Their car is spoiled because they know that anybody from mobile mechanic are always what? Experts. Do you know what we are facing with mechanics? Our mechanics these days, they are like our doctors. When you're in front of doctors these days, I just noticed that one. When you are lodging your complaint, do you know those guys are actually Googling it? Your problem. They use Google to give you answer to your problem. That's the same way those mechanics are. They just do trial and error. They say, it's one bearing that they touch that part, spoil something. Next thing they say, no, it's one piston that break underneath. Before you know it, the car is gone. Right? Decide what you want to do, be courageous, and do what? Do it. So the World Bank in 2022 blames federal government for rising what? Inflation, as 8 million Nigerians fall below what? Poverty line. This is a bloody lie. Which kind 8 million Nigeria? Eh? We are getting somewhere, right? So now, Consumer Goods says that inflation triggers 40% jump in raw material goods. This thing is still a what? A bloody lie. I can tell you the inflation rate in Nigeria based on my own stats. Should we do the analysis? How much do you usually buy Pepsi before? Eh? What type of 17 naira? Me that I'm young like this, I bought at 15 naira. You are saying 17 naira. From 15 naira it went to what? 70. 70, 100, 150, 200. Now, Pepsi is 250. How many percent inflation is that? Over 100%. So, which boils down to the fact that what? The problem of Nigeria is the fact that we don't have a proper data. Abi, is it sardine we want to mention? Sardine that we're buying 17 naira then. I'm buying sardine 1,000 naira now. Robert Kiyosaki said, don't fight the system. Instead, do what? Learn the system. By doing what? Taking control of your own what? Financial future. That's why, irrespective of who enters in Nigeria or not, I don't have a problem. Hello? So, and people think that it is selfish of me. You know, before the election, I already gave the analysis. I said, this is who we enter, and nothing will happen. Some people that were the other parties, this thing, they were saying, how will you be saying something like that? You are the people among the people that are destroying Nigeria and all of that. Hello? I said, wealth is based on what? Principles. Power can also be emulated with the same principle. Hello? This guy have been building the system for over 20 years. And you are coming from nowhere. Where were you when he was instating people in governor position? The guy virtually owns Nigeria because virtually all the states belong to his party. Now, somebody that has a strong cartel like that, then you said you want to come against the person. You are playing. We will do the court till what? Till the session is over. All right? So, his third principle of business also says that what? Belong to a team of what? Of like minds. Because your network of people in life will determine your what? Your net worth eventually. There was a time I was in a problem, so I looked through my phone. So I was like, who can I even call, to actually come to my aid at this moment? I realized that there was no single soul. And it was a financial crisis that I could call. When I was in school, like I was saying, to pay tuition fee. Not even a father, my family side, my father's family side, or my mother's family side. Like everywhere, everywhere just had, I'll be how the day used to say it. Like nobody to call. What did I do? I wiped all those contacts. Everything. Because what's the essence of having 1,000 contacts on my phone and I cannot raise 25,000 naira? Hello? From 1,000 contact list that I cannot say I'm collecting 2,000 from these people and then the money is complete. Or just one person cannot say, oh yeah, Dave, for your tuition this year, take this 25K. Then why am I keeping them? Your network of people in life will determine your what? Your net worth. Because network is equal to what? To net worth. Right? So now, what is global financial market? Financial trading are two very simple words. You know, we have the financial and we have the what? The trading. So which covers a world of opportunity. Trading is an exchange of ownership or value, or simply buying and selling of financial instruments like what? Stocks, currencies, indices, and what? Commodity. So a person can decide to trade in all of these or just choose one. But the whole idea and concepts are always the same. To benefit from the movement in the price. So which simply means you buying low and doing what? Selling high. So all of these things that I mentioned obviously has a what? A price. Right? So in this business I'm talking about, all of these instruments that I make mention, we are not buying the physical assets. Right? We are only speculating the what? The price movement. Because so far it has price, the price will definitely do what? Fluctuate. So I want to make use of economic data to be able to speculate that, okay, this price of cocoa is going to go down for this month. Or it's going to do what? Go up. And when it does, I make money for my what? For myself. Right? So, and the prices are always moving, giving us enough opportunity to profit from the market. Look at this. This is the market, right? How many categories of people do we have here? Eh? No way. This is a market. There are only two categories of people. We only have the buyers and the what? The sellers. So do you know that every time you go to the market, you determine the price of what you are buying? Are you aware? Because the more the people in the market, the higher the price of what you want to do what? To buy. Because demand, when they see that demand is higher than the supply, they will hike their price. Because have you been to Alaba? Have you seen what those guys does? Anytime there is crowd, I beg, shift. Waiting for the what? For the next person. Why? Because they know that there is a lot of what? Demand. If you don't buy, another person that have the money will do what? Will buy it. Right? So global financial market is the worldwide online marketplace where buyers and sellers trade financial assets such as stocks, indices, currencies, and commodities across what? National borders at prices that reflect supply and demand. Right? So all we are using to make money is knowing when we have more demand and when we have more what? Supply. Let's talk about all of these instruments one after the other. A stock is an ownership share in a corporation. Each of these shares denotes a part ownership as a shareholder or stockholder of that what? Company. So you can decide to say that you want to buy shares into my company now. Right? And then we sell equity to you. Then you have the physical document that is binding us. Right? But do you know that the only way you can profit with that kind of purchase is only if my business goes well. If it goes the other way around, your money is what? Is gone. Right? So there are a lot of shares that our parents bought then, that they'll say, I bought these shares there, I bought that then. And everything actually did what? Sunk. Right? But in this business I'm talking about, since you are not buying the physical assets, you are only trading the price of the asset. So you can sell and do what? Make profit when you see that the company is not doing what? Is not doing well. Right? So stocks are traded on exchanges all over the world. And the largest stock in the world is the New York Stock Exchange. An example of that is the Amazon, the Apple, the Google, the Facebook, Twitter. I remember last year I was telling some people that go and get the stock of Twitter now for people that are on my Telegram channel. Right? Then I was ringing it as bell. Then they don't understand what was going on. Right? Go and buy what? Twitter stock. Why? Because I know that Elon Musk, that guy does not sleep. Hello? He doesn't do what? Somebody went to employ his laid off staff, right? So that he can bring up that same idea that he has, replicate it and call it what? Thread. right? When this guy saw it, he said, there's no problem. He didn't go and fight the guy. What did he do? He immediately went to monetize his what? His Twitter. Do you know how much money people are making off Twitter? Just talking on Twitter. Twitter is the only space that you tweet somebody. Me, I tweeted on Twitter and somebody messaged me. I don't know if it has ever happened to you before. Somebody messaged me, send me your crypto wallet. I want to bless you with something. Yes. If you have not been using your Twitter, maybe you should start now. I'm telling you. If you speak something sensible, there are some people in there that they will just say, let me bless you. I also do it sometimes. Because when you are talking sense, then this guy now, to kill it off, he now even, introduced something called space. Whereby you can host a space. Now, everybody all around the world can join your space. It's like a radio channel. You get it now? Whereby you are broadcasting and you are connecting with different people all around the world. Talking meaningful things. I'm not talking nonsense now. Right? So when I saw those things that he was introducing, I knew that there's no way. This business will do what? Will boom. If anybody is here, quickly type on Google how much one stock is worth of Twitter. Now move to what? Commodities. Commodities are basic goods used in what? Commerce, and oftentimes used as an input in the production of what? Goods and services. So commodities are divided into three groups in this business. We have the metals, we have the energies, and we have the what? Agric produce. Examples of metals include gold, silver, platinum, and so on and so forth. While examples of energy include crude oil, Brent, WTI, natural gas, and so on. And example of agri produce include what? Wheat, cocoa, sugar, cotton, and what? Corn. Do you know that gone are the days of the fact that you want to do the business of agriculture and then you are going to get a farmland? I have a friend called Precious. I call him the cocoa farmer. This guy does, he has, lands and all of that. He does real estate too. But he has never tilted the ground before to put a seed. And he's making crazy money off what? Cocoa in this business I'm about to talk to you about. I'm coming. We are getting there. Right? So metals are quite volatile as sentiment swings. So traders tend to flock to gold, right, in terms of economic hardship. All right? This is a very simple principle I want to give to all of us. Do you know that in a time of hardship, how do investors think? Yes, they go and put their money in what we call safe haven assets. Right? They put their money in the gold because they know that when they are coming back to that gold, they won't purchase that gold at that same value they bought it. They won't sell that gold at that price they bought it initially. Instead, it will have done what? Appreciated. Business mindset. Never letting money off the what? The table. Right? A lot of us, I'm going to explain something to you today. You don't know that you are losing money every single day. Your money is in the bank. Hello? I'm going to expose us something. Do you even know that if you have kept 1 million naira in the bank the last 3 months before our current president emerges, you would have lost 400,000 naira? Are you aware? That's 40% of your money, right? We are getting somewhere. Relax. So, energies, I say examples of that includes the what? The crude oil, the WTI, natural gas, and so on. And then for agri produce, cocoa, coffee, corn, and all of that. Now we move to what? Currencies, which is my own specialty. When I was talking, I said that what? You can either trade all of these assets or you pick one and do what? Major on it. Right? So this is my own area of specialty, which is the reason why I said maybe in the next couple of years I'll be crowned the Oba of currency. Right? So a currency is a bill of exchange that serves as a what? As a legal tender. Does anybody have any cash there? Any naira? No. Please let me see. Do you know that the value of a money is not actually in the paper? Do you know the paper is just the paper? Right? Do you know the value of this money is not in what is written on this money? It is in what this money can actually do what? Buy. Right? So thank you, sir. We are getting somewhere. So having a purchasing power and empowered by the government of a nation for third-party payments, payment of debts and payment for goods and services in a particular jurisdiction. So most traded currencies of the world include what? Currencies of developed economies, which they are what? 8 in numbers, right? We have the USD, we have the pounds, we have the euro, we have the Swissy, we have the CAD, we have the yen, we have the Aussie, and we have the what? CNY. Because recently, the China currency have also been included here. Because you don't want to dare what those people are doing. Hello? China. You don't want to dare what they are doing. Those guys are thinking every single day. And is it that they don't have the same kind of problem Nigeria has today? They even had wars. You know, there was a time that there was a war that they infiltrated their air, which was what caused stunted growth. Have you noticed that most Chinese, they are always short? But what did their government did right? They locked their border and say, you guys are going nowhere until you become individuals of what? Of value. Do you know they just did a technology? They built over 60. Where's my wife? What's it together? Over 500-story building within 5 days. And they said the quality of what they use is way far better than what? Than bricks. They mentioned the durability. Country that is doing what? Thinking. Before you know it now, the product is out. I'm aware of it. Maybe my next building project, that's what I will use. And do you even know? I'm not sure about that, but I said about 500 because it was quite massive. But you can check it yourself. Google it as we are talking about it. In 5 days, they only took those things. Those things were already there. They only took them, set them, like setting a puzzle. That's how they did it. They set the whole thing, and the whole building was already in construction. Yeah. So these people are actually thinking day in and night. I remember when we opened our first, what is it called? You know, even before, some people are aware, before ShopRite brought this, their 9D, that their VR game, right? We were the very first person in this country to bring it to Nigeria. So apparently, but ours wasn't a US spec. It was a Chinese spec, right? When we wanted to fix this thing, the people that attended to me from there, when I look at that guy, the things usually, you know, I'm always happy for them, but it pains me. I add to that guy's age, Max is 12 years old. Yes. That set up the whole system. And the same way everybody are seated like this, because the camera mistakenly tilted, they covered it. So while he was fixing it for us, so we just saw the back, and we saw people, as in children with system at the back, answering to people's problem from there. That guy, I'm telling you, I give him Max is 12 years old. And they are already individuals of what? Of value. Right? So at this moment, we would like to take a short break again. Thank you very much for staying through. We'll be back shortly.